Please.
Yes, Reiner Apel from the Executive Intelligence Review. Well, we are always discussing about the Growth and Stability Pact, and I think the whole mystery behind this whole IMF debate is that Europe has one weak point, namely it has no lender of last resort. And I would like your comment whether you believe that Europe can do in the future without such a lender of last resort, because the governments also say they are not lenders of last resort. So who will be responsible in the end? Second, on growth. Now, we talk about fiscal policies, budget consolidation, common destiny, and so on and so forth. The question is, who feels responsible for growth? No, certainly not the European Central Bank. It's not in your statute. But wouldn't we have to renegotiate certain aspects of the European framework, because growth is crucial? I just take one example of the real economy, which is the young generation. You certainly have seen the latest statistics from the European Union's Statistical Office, Eurostat, on youth unemployment. And I just mentioned Greece, 27.5%. It's even in the middle range. There are countries that are far above it. For example, Spain was almost 41% youth unemployment, which means almost every second young citizen of Spain has no hope of getting a real job in the near future. So what shall we do about it? Shall we leave it as it is and tell people, well, the economy always picks up a bit later after the recovery starts, or are we finally doing something? And what's your message for these?
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. On your second question, as you know, we are ourselves considering that by delivering price stability in the medium and long run, by being credible in this delivery, and this institution, you are here in an institution which has delivered price stability over 11 years, and which will deliver price stability over 12 years at the end of the year, exactly in line with our definition of price stability, less than 2, close to 2. We are doing better, I have to say, than what was done in the 12 years or the 11 years before the euro by any economy I know in Europe. So we are credible, and we consider that it is a necessary condition for growth and job creation, not a sufficient condition per se. And that the reason why we say we need good and sound fiscal policies, and we have defended inflexibly the Stability and Growth Pact in all circumstances. Now, of course, everybody considered that we are vindicated in that position, but it was not that easy at the time, I can tell you. I experienced that. It was not easy. Second, we call for extremely bold structural reforms. If we have growth which is not sufficient, it is because we have a lack of structural reforms. And that is obvious when you compare the various European countries, because you see the benefit that those who have appropriate structural reforms are getting out of their reform. And a last point, which is also important, we call the governments, particularly of the euro area, to follow very carefully their relative competitiveness, because it's also, of course, part of good management of any country. And this is part of the peer surveillance that must be exerted by the Eurogroup. As regards the lender of last resort, I'm not sure I follow you, because we have a central bank in the euro area, which is the ECB as the captain of the team and the members of the team, and together we have all the function, and we are filling all the function of a central bank in any other economy. In the case, any other large economy, vast economy. So I don't see too much the point. Thank you very much, sir.